Hey you guys, so I'm going to try and take on Dash now, next up in the Christmas bots, and Dash has the white pieces and we're going Scandinavian. Alright. Boring. Very boring. Okay, so let's grab the pawn back. Queen here. I can develop and pin the knight. I can play knight c6. Don't have that because it's totally undefended. So knight c6. I'll probably develop this bishop, pin that knight down. Got the pawn back. Okay, you're attacking me, are you? Okay, I've got a few ideas. I mean, that hits the queen, but no, bishop takes. So f6, b4, maybe looking at c2. But I'm going to play it tight and defend the bishop at the same time. Wow, front foot stuff here from Dash. Okay, so I've got here, and I've got retire back to b8, which obviously isn't ideal. Well, I can also go here, because the knight's pinned, yeah? Let's do that one. Knight can't take. If I take the knight, pawn must take, and then you've got pawn problems. Okay, now, how is this king going to find safety? So Dash is going to have to rely on tactics now. Okay, now do I want to come here, or just to here, one of these two squares? I think just drop back here for now. That pawn is still pinned. Okay, bishop's come out, it's looking at a7. This is all well and good. I think I'd like to do something like castle long, get my rook on d8, and then push up in the middle. If I do that and takes now, takes means the king has to move. That does create rook issues. There, pawn takes, I take, king takes, I take back with a pawn, and I've got an isolated king's pawn then. Can I fianchetto this bishop? This guy can't be trapped in there. Okay, let's go for that. So I'm going to target a1, b2, maybe even that knight as well. Okay, develop the bishop, get ready to castle. Wow, you're going at me. Now, I've got two pawns that can take, or queen, but really? So I'm thinking of castling that way. This pawn's going to end up getting thrown up the board at some point in time. Okay, I'm going to take it in towards the centre. C takes. Wow. Okay. I could take, trade off queens maybe. If I take, I still get to castle, but that pawn will be undefended after bishop recaptures. I could push the pawn, and then e6, yeah? Yeah, push pawn. Keep control. Alright, that's annoying because now, I've got this, but then queen can take the pawn. And I'm pinning my own knight. Wow, Dashy. I want to get my king or queen on this diagonal somehow to support bishop takes there. That would be really good. Queen here, knight's pinned. Takes, bishop takes. Okay, here, maybe attack that. Okay. Now if I go here, sack the rook. Then when this knight moves, I've got bishop looking at that. Let's move the knight first though, eh? I haven't got bishop here, because pawn. Oh! Okay. Right, I'm going to move the knight and grab your bishop off. Right, knight's on a light square, king's on a dark square, knight can't move with check. Very important. So I can now play this, I think. Okay, so that's one idea. Bishop takes b2. Not critical. This is more critical, I think. I like that move. And then I can attack the pin piece. If the knight moves, I take queen. Okay, so now I just win the knight. Yeah. Rook takes rather than pawn takes, I think. Rook takes I kind of like. It keeps the pressure on the queen. This pawn's still pinned here. Might even come over here. Okay, now this is where the bots get dangerous. I'm up a piece at this point in time. I've got two bishops, he's only got one. I need to take that pawn, don't I? Because this bishop's looking a bit lousy right now. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the queen really coming in anywhere, so let's take that pawn. Again, if the queen comes in, I don't have to take. So, I'd love to play that, but I can't. Here, king here, try and release my rook. That doesn't work, check. Queen in here is mate, so, but that's not on the cards. Because queen comes in and then I lose. Okay, so I'm going to have to do something with my bishop. Maybe line it up with this pawn here. It's defended by the rooks there. I'm going to get my king out of trouble here. Okay. Right, this pawn's hanging, attack twice. I can move it there. Or there. But there it's defended twice. Ooh. Block. I can't take the rook. I take bishop, you take bishop. Everyone's happy. Well, I am. Okay, now I'm thinking queen here, king here. I've also got to check. What's the value in that check? Oh, bishop back here. I've got to get this rook into the game. There's no point having being up the exchange and leaving one rook in the corner. So here is I've got rook blocks, in which case we just trade off and simplify. Where he's got king in the corner. This rook is undefended. Queen here. Sorry, not there. Queen here. With ideas of check and win the rook. I like that idea. Queen a8. Check. And he has to block with the rook. Then we trade off. But that does slightly improve his pawns. I think Operation Get the King Safe is the name of the game right now. Develop this rook. Okay. Now I have this. Which is not bad for my bishop. I mean, my bishop can maybe come back here. Oh, damn it. Ah! These computers, huh? What do they like? Okay, I'm up a pawn now. And it's an important pawn. So he's got a majority there on the queen side. I've got 4 on 2 here. So I really do need to think about simplification. And I think that's a start. Or I've even got rook here as well. Rook here harasses the queen, lines up with his rook. The queen can't take, okay. Now let's play... I want to get this rook in. Maybe queen here. Looking at this pawn, b2. And take. Hits the rook. Also threatening this, possibly. What's his plan? Come on, let's take the pawn then. Rook there, no? This is really gung-ho play from Dash, eh? Okay, I'm up 2 pawns now. Rook to there would be nice. No, it wouldn't, because queen takes for free. I've got to get this rook out. Line it up with the queen, I think. Okay, maybe get it here on my own 7th rank. Push pawn and then rook here, or just rook b7. Is there any point in this? This rook comes down, oops, if this rook comes down here, am I scared? Don't think so. I can always play rook b7 then. Okay, over check. I don't have any follow-ups. Check. That's defended by king and queen. I like this move though. I want to get that in. Damn it, Janet. Ooh. There. Check. Right. So I'm thinking. I mean, obviously you could see I was really tempted just to snatch at that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am 2 pawns up. I'm trading. Check. Okay. Now h5 defends that pawn. I'd like to attack this rook as well if I can. So maybe queen here. Threatens the rook. Rook has to stay on the back rank, really. If I can... How about this? No, I can't play that right now. Should I just retreat the king? No, that undefends the rook. Okay. Can't play this because of that. Can't play that. Need to defend the rook. So this move, eh? Oh, hang on. Has he got that anyway? Not if I play this. Pins this pawn. Right, now. Queen defends that and the pawn, but this one's pinned. Can I play that? h5 now? Or what if I throw in a check? Rook can't block. King must move here or here. Throw in check here. If king goes in the corner, I've got that. Check. My rook is still pinned, which is annoying. Queen takes there is now a possibility. I think I need to play that. Right, rook here now. Okay, so I have to defend my... Can't play that either. So, queen there, I lose a pawn. I'm going to have to do that. Okay, we've lost a pawn now, but now my queen defends that. Could still play queen here. Again, there's no block, so the king will have to move there or there. If the king's here, I want to go there. I want to put my queen on there, and oh no, it doesn't win because the queen defends it. Damn it, Janet, come on. King back, safety. Should we just try and keep things really simple here? I've got 4 against 2 on that side of the board. Right, now, White is now claiming that, that this A pawn is winning. Is he right? Okay, if I check king hero here. Oh, let's check. Ah, right. Trade queens. He hasn't got f4 now because we just trade off, yeah? Right, let's trade off. Okay, you have a runaway pawn. I have a 2-pawn majority on the other side of the board. Interesting times. I'm a pawn up. Gotta put my rook there, and he's got to defend. Okay, so now this rook is tied to that. And now what I need to do is I need to get my king up towards this rook and try and get my pawns on here to seal off all of this and get my king like here, protecting this. I may manage to win the pawn. May. Okay, so she pushed up. Let's play this. And again. Now the rook must move. And now pushing to here. And I really want to get this move in. Okay, now all of these squares are now covered. Right, so now I attack the rook again here. So if I go here, rook goes here, I push the pawn up. I push the pawn up first, he's got this, that's fine, that should win. Right, now I attack the rook. Okay, and now... Right, hang on. Okay, I've got to take the pawn. That's his chance of winning. Okay, now I think a check, because the king has to retreat. And I've got very hard to defend pawns. Here... His rook is now going to try and start picking off my pawns. Right, at least I'm defending one. That's okay, let's get the rook in. Sorry, the king in. Really try and make life difficult. Okay, now there. Yeah. If takes, I've got takes. And he's down to 1 pawn. Or this one. I have the outside pass pawn, which is really good. I think that looks safe. Now, these are safe, relatively. King can't go there, or there, or there. So the king can't really come through and do any damage. Right, he's threatening to come here and win the pawn, so I think that's kind of forced. King now can wriggle through on the light squares. But he's going to have to keep moving now. Right, okay, that's a check. Ugh. Threaten to trade rooks. Now we come in again. Okay. Now he does want to come in, doesn't he? But if he moves to there, I want to grab this pawn. He's going to check me, yeah. Okay, now rook to here. And again, I come in there to stop that check. Okay. Here, one of these squares. He can't take the pawn yet. If his king goes to there, I just want to grab that pawn. Here now. And here, if he throws in a check there, what do I do? Or do I check? Let's check white instead and win the pawn. Come on, auntie. Check again. Is that going to cause me trouble? Putting two pawns by side, it's going to be hard to get my king can come here. Actually, that's checkmate. But if let's say I drop my rook down, white checks me. There. I'm going to play this. Okay, and now I think, push the pawn up. Let's throw in another check for now. Now we check with the pawn. Now that forces the king here. But this should just be winning, right? Convert Gary now. Come on, Gary. Off you go, my son. King here. He can't stop me from promoting. Now rook comes into f1. He didn't even take the... Oh, no, it's defended. Brilliant. Okay. Winning position, boys and girls. Fantastic. Against Dash. This is my second try. First time I blundered my queen. Putting it on an undefended square. Wow. Well done. I am impressed with myself. Okay, now, I mean, it's possible just to checkmate with the king and the rook, of course. Okay, so now let's throw in the check. Always just better to check on every turn if you can. Check here. Check again. Can't do any of these. And check here, and it's a normal ladder. There. Go back rank, and that's it. Simple. Okay, and I get the Jingle Bell Award. Well, that was a lot of fun, beating Dash. Holly, however, the remaining one, rated 2000. I don't know, guys, but yeah, satisfying win for me, definitely, and a real grinder there. So Dash's style, I think, throwing pawns out. Dash's seems to be a lot about attack and tactics, right? Not caring too much about position, and really kind of seems to be banking on superior calculation later on in the game. Isn't too bothered about material. Just, yeah, but does find some strong moves, has to be said. Yeah. Okay. And that was an odd one. Why didn't I just take the knight there? Anyway. So, interesting stuff. And again here, ideas. Yeah, good stuff. Good bot. Enjoyable chess. So, yeah. I would say if you're 1400, 1300 plus, you should be able to have a crack at Dash for sure. I know quite a few people have beaten Dash already. Obviously more people struggling with Holly, rated 2000, but that's it. So I'm going to get ready now for my Chess Boot Camp Club Fight Night. I'm going to do 3 hours of 10-minute unrated rapid. I'm going to sit and commentate. Might have a buddy in with me as well, so watch out for that. Probably do it in 3 videos, 1 per hour. Yeah, and it should be a lot of fun. We've never done it before. Don't know if it's going to work. We'll have to see. Okay, so if you fancy joining Chess Boot Camp Club, just look for it on chess.com. I'll try and put the link in the comments as well. But no, in fact, this video isn't even going to be live by the time that starts. So forget everything I just said. Thanks for watching. See you later.